I just mentioned how Lamar Jackson is one big, huge shrug emoji. We have no frame of reference from any previous quarterbacks with his skill set, with his resume so young right now. And I understand there have been first contract Super Bowl winning quarterbacks before, but not meaning as much maybe running, passing as Lamar does for his franchise right now. So what gives, right? Because Mahomes even might be you could compare him to Mahomes, but Mahomes won a Super Bowl, and Mahomes didn't say, talk to my family to deal with me. I have no idea how to call what this is all about. Do you?
Yeah, I don't think very many people do, Rich, and I think that's really intentional. This is a very different negotiation, and I think if you talk to Ravens people who are involved in this, what you'd find is the circle is very, very small, and this is being treated very delicately. And the main reason why is, like you said, there's no agent shepherding the process. And generally, if you get to a conventional negotiation with a player, there's a process of feeling out, and feelings might get hurt. Like one side comes in too high, the other side comes in too low, and there might be a period of a few weeks where things aren't great. There may be some stuff that gets out publicly. None of that's going to happen here. And if it does, it's a really bad sign. The Ravens have I think their understanding of their player is really, really good. And, the way that they've approached this is trust is the most important thing to Lamar. And so we're going to let him drive the process. We're not going to treat this like a normal negotiation. And, we're going to work together to find a solution here. Now, I don't know what Lamar wants. I don't know if he's pushing for a Deshaun Watson type of fully guaranteed deal. But the reason why there's so much, I'd say, uncertainty out there and why this all seems so vague is because I think everybody involved intends it to be. And, they want to keep this process pretty private. So it wouldn't surprise me whenever this gets done if it absolutely comes out of nowhere.
So, at least we know they're talking now, for sure. Right. And at least we know he doesn't agree that with the notion, and I kind of bought into it because Steve Bisciotti would know, of him saying that he thinks Lamar hasn't signed yet because he feels he's not worthy and wants to win a Super Bowl first. But he basically said, no, I feel I'm worthy. So what? But he's not using Watson's contract as a frame of reference at all, he said, because he's his own man.
Yeah.
Where does this go? I mean, what's your best guess from what you might know?
My best guess is that there's a real effort to get something done before training camp. Because I think up until now, I don't know if there's really been like this great sense of urgency. Because once he played last year, once he actually started the season last year, I think you start looking towards the year after, and then, where's the risk for the player? The risk for the player really starts in training camp, right? When he's going out there and he's in drills that are being run faster, even if he's not a quarterback taking on contact, that's when the real risk sort of begins. And so, I think once they decided that they were going to play out his fourth year, which, by the way, remember, like his draft classmate, Josh Allen, got his contract last year. I think this really sort of became, it's up to Lamar on when, we want to do this during this offseason. And I would say this, if this was intentional, if waiting was intentional by Lamar, it's a really good business decision. Look at how many quarterbacks were making 40 before this year, before this offseason, and look how many are making over 40 now. That number, Rich, has gone from 3 to 7. Matthew Stafford's in that club now. Derek Carr's in that club now. Deshaun Watson's in that club now. I think we've seen across the board. This goes for receivers too, pass rushers. Waiting has, those guys who are still out there, your DK Metcalf, your Terry McLaurin's at receiver, and obviously your Lamar Jackson's, your Kyler Murray's at quarterback. Those guys are in a really good position to ask for more now because the market has almost completely changed at those positions over the last 6 months.